This video is about she was his heart, but her family demanded her death. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The moon hung low in the cobalt sky, a shining sentinel over the sprawling forest of Elder Grove, where shadows danced and whispered secrets of the night. Here, the air was thick with magic, the kind that made every heartbeat sound like a drum echoing through the trees. Laurel stood on the edge of the forest, the soft breeze caressing her face like a lover's touch. At 20, she was a radiant omega, her copper hair flowing like the autumn leaves. Her heart raced, not from fear but from anticipation. Just beyond the trees, hidden beneath the embrace of the night, was the Silverfang Packer pack. "Laurel, what are you doing?" The voice broke the silence, shattering her reverie. It was her brother, Kalen, his expression a mix of concern and annoyance. "You shouldn't be out here alone." "I am not alone," she replied, a soft smile gracing her lips. "The night is alive." "That's not what I mean," he said, his protective instincts flaring. "You know our family's rules. You shouldn't go near the Silverfangs." She turned to her brother, her heart pounding in her chest. "And why not? They were just another pack, Kalen, just like ours." "But they were not just like ours, Laurel." His voice rose, urgency flooding his tone. "Their alpha, Darius, is powerful. He is dangerous, and you know our parents think he is a threat." "Darius isn't a threat to me." She shot back, her cheeks flushed with frustration. "He saved me once, you know that." Kalen stepped closer, his eyes narrowing. "You can trust him. Alphas are like storms, intense and unpredictable. You could get hurt." "But what if he is not what they think he is?" she countered, her voice softer now, filled with longing. "What if he is more than just an alpha?" Kalen exhaled sharply, his frustration ebbing. "Laurel, you are my sister. I care about you. Just promise me you won't go near the Silverfangs again." She hesitated, the weight of her brother's concern heavy on her heart. But as her gaze drifted back toward the dark woods, a call echoed in her soul, an undeniable bond tugging at her instincts. "Fine," she relented, though she knew deep down she couldn't resist the pull of her destiny. "But I'll be careful." As the siblings turned to make their way home, the moonlight cast a silver path before them, illuminating the tension that lay ahead. Little did they know, fate had already set its course. Darius, the formidable alpha of the Silverfang pack, stood at the edge of a clearing, his jaw clenched as he observed the forest surrounding his territory. The air was thick with the scent of impending conflict. "Alpha, we need to discuss the hunters," his beta, Marcus, interrupted, his voice laced with urgency. "They've been spotted near the northern border. They were getting bolder." Darius ran a hand through his dark, tousled hair, feeling the weight of leadership pressing down on him. "Let them come. We'll show them we were not to be trifled with." "But what about the Omegas?" Marcus pressed, concern etching his features. "We can't afford to put them at risk." Darius sneered, a storm brewing in his chest. "I won't let fear dictate our actions, Marcus. We'll defend our territory, or we'll die trying. That's what it means to be Silverfang." Just then, a familiar scent wafted through the air, and his heart skipped a beat. It was Laurel, the enchanting omega from the neighboring pack, a scent that had haunted his dreams since their fateful encounter. "She is here." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "Laurel, you shouldn't teeth?" "Stay back," Darius growled, his instincts igniting. The pull he felt toward hope was insatiable, an unbreakable bond that resonated deep within him. He stepped into the shadows, his heart pounding as he spotted her silhouette against the moonlit backdrop. She was a vision, ethereal and full of life, and he couldn't resist the urge to see her up close. "Laurel," he murmured, his voice low and throaty as he emerged from the trees. Her eyes widened at the sight of him, surprise and joy intertwining in her expression. "Darius, what are you doing here?" he asked, stepping closer, the distance between them charged with unspoken tension. "I couldn't stay away," she admitted, vulnerability lacing her voice. "I had to see you." His heart soared, yet a pang of fear gripped him. "You shouldn't be here. It's dangerous. Your family is wrong." She stepped forward, determination in her gaze. "I won't let them dictate my life, Darius. I feel this connection between us, and I can't ignore it." Darius' resolve faltered as he gazed into her eyes, the world around them fading into nothingness. "But if they find out her—" "They won't," she interrupted, her voice firm. "I'll fight for us, for what we have. Don't you feel it?" "I do," he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. "But the consequences, Let me decide my fate," she implored, her eyes sparkling with unyielding hope. "I am tired of living in the shadows of my family's fears." Darius reached out, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. You be everything I never knew I wanted, but if they find us, then we fight together. Just then, a howl echoed through the night, sending a shiver down L'Oreal's spine. What was that? Pack members, Darius replied, his instincts flaring. They re near. Realization struck L'Oreal, panic flooding her thoughts. I need to go. The LL sends me here. Wolf? Darius grasped her wrist gently but firmly, desperation coloring his voice. Stay with me just a little longer. L'Oreal's heart raced as she met his gaze, feeling the weight of the world opposing them. I can let them know I am here. If they find out, I might never see you again. Then I'll come to you, he vowed, his grip tightening. I won't let anything tear us apart. But my family, she whispered, the fear curling in her gut. Your family doesn't dictate your life, L'Oreal, Darius pressed, his voice low and intense. Follow your heart, not their fear. Tears brimmed in her eyes, the weight of their forbidden love making her heart ache. What if they find out about us? Then we'll face them together, he said, determination igniting the fire within him. You were worth the risk. But as L'Oreal stood before him, the weight of the reality pressed down like a heavy shroud. Their love was a fragile thing, a delicate bloom in a world full of thorns. With a heavy heart, she whispered, I have to go. Promise me you'll come back, he urged, desperation lacing his voice. She nodded, tears spilling down her cheeks. I will, I promise. As she slipped away into the embrace of the night, Darius felt the world shift beneath his feet. He knew their love would face trials they could not yet fathom. But deep within his heart, a flicker of hope ignited, a hope that their destinies were entwined, no matter the odds against them. And as the moon shone brightly overhead, a bond forged in the depths of the forest whispered through the night, an unbreakable connection that would be tested, yet could never truly be severed. L'Oreal raced through the trees, her heart pounding like a wild drum in her chest. Each step resonated with the ache of longing, a reminder of the powerful alpha who had captured her heart. She could still feel Darius' warmth on her skin where he had touched her, and it sent shivers down her spine. As she broke through the tree line, she was met by a moonlit glade, where the air buzzed with tension. The familiar scent of home washed over her, but so did the weight of her family's expectations. She had been warned against the silver fangs against Darius. L'Oreal! Kaelin's voice pierced through her reverie, his figure a silhouette against the glow of the moon. Where were you? His eyes were stormy, a mix of protective concern and frustration. I was just wandering, she said, trying to deflect his worry, but she could see through his facade. He knew. I needed to clear my head. You shouldn't go far out, especially not near Silverfang territory, he snapped, stepping forward, his voice a harsh whisper. You have to understand the danger. She was about to respond when her father appeared, his presence looming like a shadow. L'Oreal, what were you thinking? His voice was a low growl, simmering with authority. You know the Silverfangs are our enemies. Enemies, she echoed, anger flaring. Or just a pack that is different from ours. Father, you can keep me locked away because of old feuds. Old feuds, he thundered, eyes blazing with fury. You've no idea what danger they pose, what their alpha is capable of. We've lost too much to those wolves. We want to lose you too. Familiar ache of betrayal twisted in her gut. You think Darius is a monster, but he saved me. He is not what you believe. As her father opened his mouth to protest, Kaelin interjected. You don't know him like we do, L'Oreal. You don't know the dark history between our families. His voice softened, a plea beneath the anger. Please think about this. She crossed her arms, the weight of their expectations pressing down heavily on her shoulders. Maybe you should think about what I want. For once, I am not a pawn in your game. Her father stepped closer, his voice low. You are my daughter. This is not merely about you. It is about our pack, our legacy. The air grew cold, and L'Oreal felt the sting of tears threatening to spill. I am tired of being treated like a child. I am not asking for permission. I am telling you what I feel. With that, she turned on her heel and fled into the shadows of the night, the echoes of their concern ringing in her ears. She needed to be with Darius. He was the only one who made her feel alive, like she could breathe again. Darius stood at the edge of the Silverfang territory, the moon above casting a haunting glow on the clearing. He felt restless, the bond that tethered him to L'Oreal pulling taut. The scent of her lingered in the air, a heady mix of wildflowers and sunlight. Alpha, Marcus interrupted, stepping into the light. The hunters are closing in. We need to prepare the pack. Darius' jaw clenched. We will defend our territory, but first I need to speak with L'Oreal. Marcus' brow furrowed in concern. You know it is dangerous if anyone finds out about your connection. Then let them find out. Darius interrupted, the fire in him igniting. She deserves to know what we were facing. I can keep lying to her. As if the moon had conjured her presence, L'Oreal emerged from the trees, her copper hair glinting like firelight. Darius' breath caught in his throat, and for a moment the fear and chaos of the world fell away. Darius, she breathed, rushing toward him, her eyes wide with urgency. I couldn't stay away. He wrapped his arms around her, pulling her close, the weight of their worlds pressing down on them. You shouldn't have come, he murmured, burying his face in her hair. It's not safe. I can't help it, she whispered, pulling back to look into his eyes, determination etched into her features. I need you. You were everything I've ever wanted. His heart raced, but the shadows of doubt loomed over them. You don't understand the consequences, he said softly. If our packs find out, it could lead to war. Then let them come, she declared, a fire igniting in her gaze. I am not afraid to stand by your side. Darius' heart swelled with pride and fear. You are so brave, L'Oreal, but I want to put you in danger. Tears brimmed in her eyes as she stepped back, searching his gaze. I can't live in fear of what may come, Darius. I refuse to let my family dictate my fate. With a gentle hand, he cupped her face, his thumb brushing away a tear that escaped. Then stand with me, not just in this moment, but against everything that comes our way. Can you do that? Her eyes sparkled with conviction. I'll fight for us, for what we have. Suddenly, a howl echoed through the night, chilling them both to the bone. Darius' instincts fled, and he released her, stepping into a protective stance. Stay close to me. As the howls grew louder, shadows darted through the trees. Hunters had breached the borders. The Silverfangs were on high alert, on the brink of chaos. Darius! Marcus roared, his eyes frantic. We have to move now. L'Oreal felt panic surging, clenching her fists. What do? We fight, Darius said, his voice slow and resolute. Stay by my side and follow my lead. As they raced toward the source of the howls, L'Oreal could feel the weight of destiny pressing down on them. She knew she was crossing lines that were never meant to be crossed, but she would stand beside Darius, no matter the cost. The battle was fierce, a cacophony of snarls and shouts echoing through the forest. L'Oreal, adrenaline surging through her veins, fought beside Darius, her heart racing as they faced the hunters together. Stay close, Darius barked, dispatching an enemy with a swift strike of his claws before turning to her. Don't stray. With every movement, their connection felt stronger, their instincts entwined. She could feel his emotions, his fear, his determination, as if they were woven into her very soul. L'Oreal, watch out! Marcus shouted, barely in time to warn her as an arrow whizzed past her shoulder, embedding itself in a tree. Dread twisted in her stomach. I am okay, she replied, adrenaline fueling her resolve. Darius charged toward an enemy, his powerful form a blur against the moonlight. He fought like a warrior, and she could see the bond they shared making them stronger together. But the tide was turning, and the silver-tipped arrows had a deadly purpose. One struck true, piercing Darius's flank. He stumbled, a low growl of pain escaping his lips. Beth? L'Oreal cried, rushing to his side, her heart shattering at the sight of his blood staining the earth. Darius! I am fine, he grunted, trying to rise, though the pain was evident in his eyes. We can't give up. Panic surged through her chest as she looked around. The hunters were advancing. We need to retreat. They reach too many. No, he roared, eyes blazing with defiance. I will not abandon my pack. We fight for our lives. Her heart ached, torn between the instinct to flee and the desire to stand firm. But I can't lose you. I won't let that happen, he ground out, the determination in his eyes unwavering. You are my heart, L'Oreal. I will protect you. With tears streaming down her face, she took a deep breath, feeling the magic of the forest swell around them. Then let us end this together. We won't back down. In that moment, the world faded, and the bond between them solidified into something that felt like destiny itself. She reached for him, their fingers intertwining, and a surge of power coursed through them. Unleashing a primal roar, Darius stood tall, strengthened by her presence. Together, he bellowed, and with a fierce rallying cry, they launched themselves at the hunters. As the battle raged, L'Oreal fought like a tempest, her heart intertwined with Darius's. They moved as one, a force of nature against those who would threaten their love. But as the last of the hunters fell, the cost was heavy. Darius was injured, his strength waning. We did it, he breathed, a smile flickering on his lips, but the pain in his eyes betrayed him. I can't let you go, L'Oreal whispered, fear creeping into her heart. L'Oreal knelt beside Darius, the cool earth beneath her fingers stained with his blood. The thrill of battle still crackled in the air, but the victory felt hollow as she watched the Alpha's strength ebb away. Memories of their laughter, of stolen moments beneath the moonlight, filled her mind, and the reality of losing him became an unbearable weight on her heart. "Darius, stay with me," she urged, her voice trembling as she pressed her palm against the wound, willing her warmth to seep into him. "You're going to be okay. I won't let anything take you from me." His eyes, usually fierce and alive, flickered with pain but also with something deeper and an undeniable connection that transcended the current chaos. "L'Oreal," he rasped, "you need to go. The hunters, they might come back." "No," she cried, her heart clenching around the fear that threatened to consume her. "I am not leaving you. We're in this together. You told me to fight for us." Darius' lips curled into a faint smile, even as his breath came in ragged gasps. "You're so brave, but you must think of your pack. They need you. My pack needs you." "The Silverfangs are my pack now too," she said fiercely, her eyes blazing with resolve. "I won't abandon you, Darius. You're my mate. I won't let that bond go unfulfilled." He stared at her, and in that moment, the world around them faded. It was only the two of them, the moon hanging like a guardian above, illuminating the depth of their love. "You don't know how much that means to me," he whispered, his voice laced with both gratitude and pain. "You're my heart, L'Oreal." The howls of a distant wolf reverberated through the forest, pulling L'Oreal's attention momentarily from him. "We need to get you out of here," she said, pulling him closer, a strength bolstered by the love she felt for him. "Let us go back to the Silverfang den. Marcus will help." "Marcus." Darius' brow furrowed, and a shadow crossed his face. "He is not safe. I can't let him put you in danger." "Darius, I'll be fine," she insisted. "He cares about you. He'll help us." But before he could respond, a low growl reverberated from the tree line, pulling them both back to the present, where danger lurked. A figure emerged from the shadows, Kaelin, his eyes wild with worry. "L'Oreal, there you are." "Kaelin," she breathed, relief flooding her. "Help us." But her brother froze, his gaze darting between her and Darius, recognition dawning like the sun breaking through dark clouds. "What have you done?" he hissed, stepping closer, the tension palpable. "It is not what you think," she pleaded, her heart racing. "Darius is... he is your enemy." Kaelin interjected, his voice rising with each word. "You be risking everything for a wolf who could destroy us all." "He is not an enemy," she shouted, desperation clawing at her throat. "He is my mate." Kaelin's expression shifted, a mixture of disbelief and anguish flooding his features. "You can't mean that. You know our family has history with the Silverfangs. They've taken everything from us." "Not Darius," she countered, her voice heavy with emotion. "He saved me. He fought for me. Can't you see? We belong together." "L'Oreal, you're blinded by love," Kaelin said, his tone softening, but the steel in his voice remained. "You think he loves you? You think he wouldn't take you away from us the first chance he gets?" L'Oreal shook her head, tears streaming down her cheeks as she glanced back at Darius, whose expression was a mask of pain and anger. "He is not like that. He would never hurt me." "Enough." Darius finally growled, forcing himself to sit up, though a wave of pain washed over him. "This isn't about our families. It is about us, my pack. L'Oreal, our pack. We need to get out of here." But Kaelin stepped forward, his eyes blazing with fury and protectiveness. "You're not taking her anywhere, Silverfang." L'Oreal felt the tension crackle like lightning in the air. Kaelin stopped, she pleaded, but the weight of their family loyalty pressed down hard. "We can't fight each other, not now." "Then let me take you back," he said, his voice softening as he reached for her. "We can figure this out. You don't have to be with him." "No, I want to go back to her cage," she said fiercely, her heart racing. "My life is my own, Kaelin. I will not let you or our family dictate my choice." "L'Oreal." Kaelin's voice broke, a hint of desperation seeping through. "You'll regret this." "Regret what?" she cried, her heart aching. "Regretting the love I found, the bond I share with Darius. I refuse to live in fear of my family as dreamed." Darius, who had been silently watching the exchange, felt his heart swell with pride for the fierce woman before him. "L'Oreal, we have to move. The hunters will come back." Kaelin's gaze flicked to Darius, and there was an undeniable flicker of recognition and understanding that they were bound by something larger than themselves. "You really care for her," he said quietly, the fight leaving him. "But she is not safe with you." "I will protect her," Darius promised, his voice low and fierce. "With my life if I must." Kaelin's shoulders sagged, the tension between them easing slightly. "Can you promise me that, if I let you take her, you'll protect her, no matter the cost?" Yes, Darius affirmed, his eyes locked on Kaelin's, sincerity radiating from him. I swear it, I would never put her in danger willingly. With a nod, Kaelin stepped back, the fight leaving him as he turned to Luriel. Then I'll help you, but if anything happens to her... I understand, Darius said, his voice steady. I will not fail her. Luriel felt a surge of gratitude wash over her. Thank you, Kaelin, this means everything to me, but we must hurry. The urgency in her voice pushed them into action, and together they managed to lift Darius to his feet though the alpha winced with pain. Kaelin's arm supported him, and Luriel stayed by his side, their connection stronger than ever. As they made their way through the dense forest, the weight of uncertainty hung in the air. Luriel could feel the bond between her and Darius pulsing like a heartbeat, a reminder that love was not merely a choice, it was a destiny. But lurking in the shadows were whispers of betrayal and doubt, and as they moved deeper into the Silverfang territory, Luriel sensed the danger that lay ahead. Her heart pounded with each step, knowing that the love they fought for would soon be challenged again. Darius, she murmured softly, glancing up at him as they navigated through the trees. We'll figure this out, together. He met her gaze, eyes fierce with determination and vulnerability. I won't let anyone take you from me, no matter what happens, we'll face it as one. As they pushed forward, Luriel felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. They were bound by a love that defied the odds, a love that could withstand the trials to come. And as the moon watched over them, casting its silver light, she knew that whatever battles lay ahead, they would face them with their hearts entwined, stronger together than apart. The night was dark and filled with uncertainty, but true love was a beacon in the shadows, guiding them toward their destiny, no matter the cost. And with every heartbeat, Luriel felt the promise of a brighter tomorrow, one where love conquered all if only they could survive the night. Luriel felt the cool breeze wrap around them, a phantom echo of the battle they had just fought. With each step, a flicker of doubt crept into her mind. Darius, she whispered, her heart heavy with the weight of possibilities. Will we be safe in your territory? His brow furrowed, a flicker of concern crossing his features. We will do our best to fortify the borders, but with the hunters still lurking, we must remain vigilant. Luriel, I cannot lose you again. The urgency in his voice stirred something deep within her. You won't lose me, I won't let fear dictate our lives. Sometimes, fear protects us, Darius replied, his voice low, laced with the strength of an alpha. But love gives us the courage to face what scares us. Kaelin walked beside them, his expression somber as he supported Darius' weight. We have to keep moving. If the hunters found out about your bond... His voice trailed off, the implications too severe to voice. Luriel's chest tightened at the thought. They won't find out, not if we stay alert. She turned to Darius, determination simmering in her gaze. We will protect each other together. As the three of them navigated the shadowy path, the moon cast silver trails on the ground, illuminating their way. Yet the shadows felt alive, whispering doubts and fears. What if our families never accept this? Kaelin murmured, his thoughts lingering in the air like a ghost. Your family abandoned love for fear, Darius said, his voice steady. But I will fight for our bond, Kaelin. I won't let the past dictate our future. Kaelin's eyes narrowed, a flicker of anger flaring. It's easy for you to say when you're not the one at risk. They have a history with your pack. Darius, you're a threat to us. Kaelin, Luriel interrupted, her heart aching for the conflict between her brother and her mate. Darius isn't a threat to us. He is my mate. You have to see that. But what if he is lying? Kaelin shot back, desperation creeping into his tone. What if this is all a game? Our family has lost so much. Enough. Darius' voice cracked like thunder, silencing the argument. I won't allow anyone to question my intentions. Luriel is my heart, and she will be protected with everything I have, even if it means facing your family. Luriel felt the heat of Darius' anger wrap around her, a protective shield. We'll face them together, she said softly, her gaze steady. I won't let anyone tear us apart. As they pressed deeper into Silverfang territory, the trees grew thicker, and an eerie silence enveloped them. The forest felt alive, as if it were holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. Luriel could feel the tension forming in the air, a palpable reminder of the dangers they faced. Suddenly, a low growl erupted from the shadows, sending chills down her spine. The sound was not unfamiliar, it was the sound of a wolf, an alpha wolf. Stay close, Darius commanded, his instincts flaring. Luriel didn't have to be told twice. She pressed against Darius' side, her heart racing as the shadows began to shift. What do we do? She whispered, fear creeping into her voice. Prepare yourself, Darius said, his eyes narrowing as a dark silhouette emerged from the trees. This could be a challenge to our claim. As the figure stepped into the moonlight, Laurel's breath caught in her throat. It was Marcus, Darius' beta, his expression a mix of disbelief and concern. Alpha, what happened? Marcus, Darius growled. We were ambushed by the hunters. I am injured, but we must secure the territory. Marcus' gaze darted to Kaelin, confusion evident. Why is he here? He is with me, Laurel said firmly, stepping forward. We're all in this together. You need to understand that. Marcus frowned, uncertainty clouding his features. The bond is strong, but your brother, he could be a liability. Kaelin bristled, his protective instincts flaring. I am not a liability. I am here to protect my sister. Enough. Darius bellowed, silencing the room. We need to set aside our differences. Hunters will come for us if we don't act now. Laurel stepped between them, her heart racing. We need to stand united, not divided. If we're going to survive this, we have to work together. I am not just an Omega, I am part of this pack now. Marcus studied her, his eyes narrowing. You really believe that? I do, she replied, her voice steady. If we can unite our strengths, we can protect what we love. A flicker of respect crossed Marcus's face, but it quickly vanished. We still have to deal with the hunters. They won't stop until they find us. Darius nodded, the weight of leadership settling heavily on him. We'll form a perimeter. L'Oreal, stay close. You're the heart of our pack now. Kaelin's brow furrowed. What about me? I won't let anything happen to her. Don't worry, Kaelin, L'Oreal said, reaching for his hand. We'll fight this together. Just trust Darius. With a final look exchanged between the three of them, they moved deeper into the forest, preparing for the impending confrontation. The night was thick with tension, and the shadows seemed to shift around them, a reminder of the dangers lurking just beyond sight. As they reached a clearing, Darius signaled for them to halt. We'll set up here. It is open enough to see any incoming threats. Marcus nodded, urgency in his eyes. I'll find the others and bring them here. We'll need all the help we can get. Laurel turned to Darius, her heart racing. What if the hunters find us before we're ready? Then we'll fight, he said fiercely, taking her hands in his. But I promise you, I'll protect you with everything I have. Tears brimmed in her eyes. I just want us to be safe, Darius. I want to build a future together. And we will, he assured her, brushing his thumb over her cheek. This bond, I love it, is stronger than any threat they can throw at us. Kaelin returned, his expression grim. We've got company. Hunters are approaching from the east. Darius' eyes narrowed, instincts flaring. Get ready, L'Oreal, stay behind us. No, she protested, fear gripping her heart. I won't hide. I am part of this, Darius. We will face them together. A low growl rumbled in Darius' chest, frustration mingling with admiration. You are fierce, but I can lose you, not now. And you won't, she replied, determination igniting in her gaze. We are stronger as one. I won't let you fight this battle alone. As the hunters emerged from the shadows, their eyes gleaming with malice, L'Oreal felt the energy shift around them. There was no going back now. This was the moment they had prepared for. Darius stepped forward, a shield before her. You dare threaten my pack? The lead hunter, a man with wild eyes and a cruel smile, stepped forward. You think you can hide behind the girl? You weak Silverfang. You'll pay for your arrogance. Laurel glanced at Darius, who stood tall, unwavering. You underestimate us, she declared, her voice steady and fierce. We will fight for what we love. Darius looked at her, pride swelling in his chest. Together, then, he said softly. As the first arrow flew, everything transformed into a blur of movement and instinct. L'Oreal fought alongside Darius, their movements synchronized as they clashed with the hunters. The forest echoed with growls and cries, the tension heightened by the stakes at play. Watch your left. Darius shouted, dispatching an enemy with a swift strike, adrenaline pumping through his veins. L'Oreal moved like lightning, her heart racing as she took down another hunter. We're winning, she cried, exhilaration flooding her chest. But just as hope surged, a hunter broke through their line, and she felt the tug of magic surrounding them shift. Fear coursed through her as the hunter lunged for Darius, a silver arrow aimed straight at him. No, she screamed, her instincts igniting as she surged forward, throwing herself between him and danger. The arrow struck her shoulder, agony exploding in her body. Darius' well chatted in that instant as he caught her in his arms, horror flooding his features. L'Oreal. As she fell to the ground, the world dimmed around her, pain radiating from the wound, but she could feel Darius' presence anchoring her. I am okay, she gasped, though the words felt hollow. You have to keep fighting.